Say nyame aye adoma anopeyi wasa bi ani de adomaranko ne yedenam.
Na wotwe na wie eko ye de.
Oh, na twe na wie de bone bi anim. Apart from a discussion ana one Nana Kwame have about NAIMOS. I think say
yes, video didn't that so no.
And they try good.
Yes.
Now I think as a crisis expert, no. Make me can say we know your reference prodromes and early warning signs of crisis. And was a year security for at the di agro. The truth say abaya otiswo a year His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Any one or the enuma hold wa show musa titune abam before one boy home buying. Before they say we early warning signs of crisis. Enti mesre ma yemfa ni agro. Wan hwa de efi echire ebano ani be nyan. Eno pare ade mahunu a no kwasem me hwe video no speaker me yamu hwehwe me. Anka na e ka say soja ni ba. We are the enkwana o say we are the udwan pe baby kote. But say the to me dem rashe ensa. Say soja for background no a yeni amo ebe fe so I feel say bibi yato akochema a wo say omanmu ni nyina enyo bakofo asede e wo say nyina sore waka ni ahwe de enti as say timamufo yen so sojafo biem ye ba ye bese tam embrashe yensa ebromu epuromu ekuomu sa suban de me for say entwaye bebia esi ye bia no esre masa de ensi biem.
Okay. Well, Dr. Ramsey in those say, Doc, Marching.
Speaker, Mama Wachi.
Major Sona and Pomboko, dear.
Speaker, we are recovering. Nyamiadum, Ebeka said we are recovering. Kakra.
Okay.
Mamenchia, when you are penya, Mabeshiano, Doc, Susa, Maonachi.
Yeah, I'm here.
Nyamiadum. Na me ma wo so sama ho ache de wo ho ayefe speaker
I want so ho ayefe do I say now yes so beba no ayi me say but enya hwe
speaker
yes doc
na topic na ana bese
doc be ko no so but before I beba so no just for the purposes of yeti for ATA Erastus Asari Donko atro bibi e wo the Facebook handle so as the Director of Operations of NAIMOS attacked by attacks led by a sitting member of Parliament. On Saturday, 1st November 2025, the Director of Operations of the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, NAIMOS, accompanied by 10 soldiers, conducted a reconnaissance mission in the Ahafo region. The objective was to identify a suitable location for the permanent deployment of a NAIMOS field task force in line with a secretariat's strategic plan to sustain anti-illegal mining operations. While traveling along the Goso to Hwidiem highway, the director's attention was drawn to an excavator engaged in mining along the roadside near Bronikrum. The team diverted the location and apprehended several individuals actively mining. The director instructed the suspect to refill the pits they had dug to prevent further environmental degradation. The director then ordered one of the arrested persons to call the site owner. The first individual to arrive identified himself as a defense intelligence representative from Ahafo region. Shortly after, an individual named Alex arrived in a Toyota RAV4, arrogantly claiming ownership of the site. Another man arrived later in a Range Rover and was also arrested. While at it, the NAIMOS Field Task Force set ablaze shelters used as offices and shelters by the illegal miners. A search of the suspect's vehicles led to a shocking discovery. The team found one Smith and Wesson pistol, 2 pistol magazines, and 21 rounds of 9mm ammunition, 12 assorted mobile phones, and a black side bag. Cash amounting to 11,000 Ghana cedis, 1 power bank, and a Lexus ignition key. While arrangements were being made to convey the suspect to the Hwidiem police station, the Member of Parliament for Esutifin North, Honorable Ebenezer Kweku Addo, arrived at the scene with several tasks. The MP indicated that he was sent by the Honorable Collins Dauda, MP for the area, and demanded that the director releases the arrested kingpins, including Ebokinabe, immediately and remove their handcuffs, arguing that he did not want the locals to see them in the handcuffs. The director politely declined the unlawful request, maintaining that the arrests were appropriate and that the right procedure be followed through the police. Subsequently, the MP and the thugs became violent and forcefully snatched the handcuffs key from one of the soldiers and took the handcuffs off the kingpins before chasing the NAIMOS team whilst going to the police station. Upon arrival at the Hwidiem police station to lodge a report and hand over the suspect and exhibit, a crowd of about 600 people from Hwidiem and nearby communities surrounded the station. The mob, incited by Honorable Ebenezer Kweku Addo, demanded the immediate release of the arrested suspect and seized vehicles. They warned that they would discipline them. They would discipline the soldiers if their demands were ignored. The situation quickly turned more violent. The director of operations, Toyota Hilux pickup, was vandalized, and the mob threatened to burn down the police station. Even when the MP was reminded to call his mob to order, the tense standoff created a serious threat to life and property, placing immense pressure on both the director of operations and the police officers on duty. Responding to distress call, Chief Superintendent Prince Odum Koduya, the Ahafo Regional Crime Officer, led a 15-member regional task force headed by Inspector Ofosu to reinforce the local police. They were supported by Superintendent John Atanga, Divisional Commander for Goso, Superintendent Opoku Yamua, District Commander for Kenyase, and other senior officers. Even with the reinforcement, the atmosphere remained extremely volatile. The Zongo chief of Hwidiem, Alhaji Muhammad Bashiru Zariki, stepped in and appealed to the crowd to remain calm. However, a night approached and went out, tensions heightened further. To prevent bloodshed and protect lives, a joint decision was made by the police and the military and the Zongo chief to release the keys to the seized vehicles in order to calm the crowd. The Zongo chief then offered his Toyota Sakwao 4x4 to evacuate Colonel Boa and Director of Operations and his officers to safety at the Newmont site in Kenyase under police escort. During the evacuation, the soldiers were physically attacked and the chief's vehicle's rally windscreen was shattered. Thankfully, no injuries were recorded. The Director of Operations described the MP's actions to influence the release of the suspect as unfortunate and a serious obstruction of NAIMOS operations, and emphasized that the fight against illegal mining requires all citizens, especially influential figures in society, to act on the side of the law, not to shield offenders or incite rogues to obstruct justice, as happened in Hwidiem. Meanwhile, the NAIMOS officials, including the director, were all safely escorted out of the chaotic situation unharmed due to professional and tactful management of the crisis by the director and the Hwidiem Ahafo police. NAIMOS remains poised despite the unfortunate incident and wants all Galamseyers to desist from any such act in the future. The Director of Operations reiterated that the effort to combat illegal mining will continue regardless to help clean Ghana's water and forest, as well as restore sanity in the mining space. And that is a report filed by Erastus Asaridonko. Now, quite an unfortunate one, but yes, Doc, this is the details of DSC over the weekend. Mami Entio.
Yo, Speaker, I remember what cheer for ne wa hwe for ni na mache. Indeed, asema abeto yen ewo ahafo honom no enye asema eyede. Esan se yenina ye Ghanafo no ye di Galamsey hu yaw pa na ye hu se na Galamsey atimi ase yensuo ene no yemba no ko hospital a omo nkola sebi omonsa 4 omuni miensa into no speaker the MP no ye no
Parliament, some of them started misbehaving.
That's right
Because some party that have power.
Into speaker
There are some members of Parliament doc wamuma constituency executives ni be call rounds.
Yes.
Edi Jessica free Galamsey for no.
That's right. So, during the climax of the campaign, we saw the likes of Tony Obin near the Ekika Hono. No, Omo catcher boys and say, Omoba, Ombeja, Oma, Yomujuma, Ombe to go in the Sa.
And so, I don't know, old video, 2020.
Old video, it's 2024. Whether 2024, Mr. Speaker, it is wrong. That is why we are saying that the fight against Galamsey needs a legitimate and honest political will. And your lip service. And that the MP Nachreno has put a blot on the image of the NDC and President Mahama. And I'm waiting to see the party leadership come out with a presser on how they are going to punish this MP. Because we the NDC for who are you and opowe pa me kan dada. But Mr. Speaker, member military no hunsem no one say adie BSc na it happened in the wrong context. Nanka me pese sadie we si tama W01 Williams Benson no. Sebi no Mr. Speaker. Me oba kola. Me kase me oba kola. Minim se na muka no watwi mu ye de but. Oba na enye mi. Enye bema. Me akola me papa efi mu ntem. Nti no me nyini na no. Oba na ye me pillar. Atete me, that's right. Ewo me busia. Baby a me fi baby a ye nye me no. Ye tete me no. Okay, yeah, me sorry. Anyway,
so
and they say Abuano no. Yo, and yeah, move me training time. Na training Mr. Speaker,
doc.
Baby, I tete me no. Mr. Speaker, ye fire sa enye den enka oba. Ghana ya bedru eneno. We've transformed. That is why the previous administration, collectively with the NDC MPs, passed what? The affirmative action bill. How dare, not any other person, but a military officer, a warrant officer #1 to be precise, say Udu Unsa Ebeka Obano.
What can they see your pharmacy?
That's right. Anka, that was a reaction. Anka mi pese mi hu se mobunu eye de omo challenge omo energy ekọ. But not in this context. Nti eneno, I am so disappointed in the youth of Ahafo. So manye ni ye. And I hope so the police, but Speaker, IGP we krano me no anopa we mama misaso vote of no confidence. This IGP is weak. This IGP is sleeping on the job, and this IGP has to go. Me last week Ramikaye mo fidie so. Sir, I am likely to petition the president for the removal of the IGP. Yes.
Doc.
Oh, on so many grounds.
IGP obey we dia hen.
Oh, now Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Na nya mo na mo se dampare nya ntie mpam dampare.
Me dabe na me ka se dampare nya. Dabe na me begina afidie so na me ka se dampare nya.
Dampare Ghana for se dampare nya. Oba wanya hwe. Ntie mpam dampare. Well, dampare had over 6 to 9 years ahead of him and son who retirement. Yes, dampare nya. Enti dampare ye adwuma ye mpam no mane.
Mr. Speaker. Enu de omo ko push sa agenda no.
Ani ye push ye ani ye pam dampare.
De omo ko push agenda no de onimomo. But me no me inusa.
Because dampare nya wo mo nya de ompeso mo ye.
That's right. Me inusa de.
And then them kroma will be okra a Land Cruiser VHB obi ayisu siren sese.
That's right.
Dampari IGP, how dare you so best animal?
That's all chichi MPs cry. It is the speaker. The American say, Maminda police for no.
IGP the Munyano no nyana dwuma do.
Oh, there be a soko.
Mo mani nyana dwuma no buy cry.
Mr. Speaker, I soko. Onye ye. Onye njuma ye. COP no utie me na. We are tired of you. I saw we retire in time cry. Mr. Speaker, onye njuma ye. With all due respect. Nah, Mr. Speaker, me case no. Tie. Mama, the reason why I'm telling you, I'm giving one of the conditions why I think he should be removed. Okay, me case no involving police or more assault him no. Only say me petition the outfit no. Till date, Papa we ain't responding and tell me. Wa responding cry, mommy. Now, I had another case in court earlier on this year. Judicial staff be Oye Bibi, which was in controversy with their code of conduct. Me petition the acting CJ, Justice Bafo Bonnie. Baby o biano, nyamenshira no metieno. Mechiano anopowe. Mr. Speaker, this person, who is what? The head of the judiciary, and we know how petitions left, right, center, more busy even than the office of the IGP, or responding, ma'am, and take action. Into all person will try me saying, IGP, are you better than the CJ? Are you more supreme than the CJ? And the people are more yes, excuse my tweet. Mr. Excuse my tweet. And the mammy withdraw.
Thank you,
Mr. Speaker. You know that sometimes it'll be the main corner, but do baby except at least.
No, but you know.
Anyway, mammy withdraw. Anyway, mammy withdraw. Sometimes once a tune or about now, but Mr. Speaker, me say, me petition the outfit, Papa will respond, and these people are more yes, Anyamano. They are working under his office as what? Special operations. So what does it? What I don't know. Person or try say or cover. And indeed, you are an erudite in law. It is stated that justice delayed is what? Justice denied. Internet today.
But you know said the wheels of justice grind slow.
Mr. Speaker, I didn't grind crowd say grind slowly.
Okay, no one idea.
Mr. Speaker, I didn't grind. Who see a grind? I can grind crowd. Come back say, oh, at least. The steps all respond here. He has not even referred the case to Pips. It is my doing. Me and I made a letter call Pips and a Pips and a individual investigation without the intervention of the IGP. So I dare say that today IGP Yohunu has violated on my right as a citizen, and that he must go. And that is going to be part of the grounds.
Violating all rights into he must go.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Say and then IGP Dimisika. Is it not enough grounds to take him out? Say IGP G bribe if him in SMCC as an individual. Is it not enough grounds to even take him out?
Bribe.
May say if. I'm just saying if.
A man used to say example.
Oh, maybe in that context. Mr. Speaker, Trina Maker. I'm clarifying. Say at Sema May as example. And a mema. Sebi as Sema Maker. In that context, I'm saying, sir, my rights as a citizen is being violated, and that nobody is above the law. It is in contravention of the 1992 Constitution, right? And I believe, sir, on the basis of that, it is, Mr. Speaker, the MP we are looking for amendments going forward in the 1992 Constitution to enshrine articles in there to impeach members of parliament. So we conduct in ways and means equity amrana. Say to me pushing petition to the speaker for their removal, because apparently Sisiano, your 1992 Constitution, there is no article, there is no provision for the removal of an MP. Sitting MP, unless say maybe Obefini party, and now say Onua resigning. Into Mr. Speaker, me pa the Constitutional Review Committee say they should look at including that aspect. That this is the submission and this is the proposal that is coming from we members of the United Party that indeed nobody is above the law. What the NDC MP did today has put a big blot on the fight against Galamsey. Indeed, the gains they have made against the fight against Galamsey under the leadership of His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama. Into the party leadership to come out and call him out and punish him because MP before Ayomude. Uti the Mekano. MP before Ayomude. Because if we are fighting,
confirm say Galamsey is NDC for
that's right. If we are fighting the wound to miss, right? We are fighting the Sampines and the rest. Now, and then MP, a sitting member of parliament, somebody who we are entrusting you with some form of legislative power to revoke LI 2462. Now, and then Kwakojina.
I said the Makajo someone revoke it.
Now, I said almost they are to say they've placed it before your friend is saying parliament, so revoke it. So we are waiting to see that.
Well, my member Richard Nia Yachi. Rich Martin.
When you have a major so.
Nah, me who are you?
But I'm the last week more na Odipa frame. But I'm say 1 or 2 things meeting. We are not able.
The Jama knitting is kakra. That is a good.
I'm a chair say I say I busy kakra.
Okay.
But yes.
My party move on there.
Nyango pardon when say NDC party there in Ghana for years she papa boy mine. So far so good. Just say it's very unfortunate say Enra on this illegal mining fight Yantia Sem Papa sitting member of parliament. I will never defend any member of NDC who will involve himself in Galamsey activities. If I am a member of his constituency, like today there will be a demonstration against him.
I see.
If indeed it is true that he went there with people to attack the people fighting the illegal mining, because this country is going nowhere if Galamsey activity continue this way. The future that you and I we are looking for the unborn generations, even if we continue this kind of act with impunity, a gross level of impunity, say I have a government in power and I'm a member of parliament, so I'll use that power to abuse the laws of this country and the efforts of the government are me, Richard. I'll not come here to defend. And the member of parliament, allegedly, if it is proven true, say, Adia or yeah, and on dia, Onua jejileje, maybe as some way say no be catch him say, Honorable Collins Dada, I mean, Pesime Boni Dimpuna, or Sumanam say, what? Do you know Honorable Collins Dada? He's an experienced and endowed politician who will never do that. Later on, I say, okay, one say Frankwebi, Ebenezer Kwekwado. Me, I don't even want to add honorable to his name because he doesn't deserve the honorable title. If it is true, say Adia Wakoye no.
But you see, Richard, Mami Kasim Binjo. Yeni a kind of credit, Mom pay us. NDC bar power. You saw President Mahama in on 7 January. Me the drone capture a certain MP and then the boys.
Yeah.
Issues be brave by. From the former place I know me here. Dr. Ramsey is very much aware. I did a lot of advocacy against Galamsey in the run up to the election. Edu baby no upo adwuma na okofie kura na ye chase you. And that was how dangerous the whole thing was.
You see, Dama Galamsey.
But you see, I told somebody, say, it is better that the few people now, using the name of the government and the party, okay, you fish them out.
Yes.
Before it spoils the whole government agenda. In the Western North region, there's a lot happening. There are MPs, mobilize. Right after the party won the election, they were going around Galamsey site. Yacho machina near Jusika, Yacho machina near Jusika, in an attempt to take over those mining areas. Concessions near there. And yeah, so where we are, I will show you videos, I will show you pictures.
Now and then, Speaker, Honorable Dr. Hannah Bisiu, me who say no so na ota kutia Galamsey, na ne task force no. Here na.
Ono dey so no on tax for no official.
Enyo me bisa say here na. When who say
we can help him say on the initially no now this NAIMOS has not really
not
been
a yes. But they say NAIMOS
because everyone is making an effort to fight the Galamsey. Anything I know to TC because we take an interview crowd grant here it's because now you share that structure system. See now government say people will take advantage, You start here now, man, for us to take advantage of the system.
Oh yes.
Mobilize no cost no man
yeah.
We are no fun and call for no man and then the government decides, okay, let's streamline people that we know. Say these are the identified people.
Account for the fight.
Yes, and I think it's bringing a lot of revelations and reports. Very good revelations are coming out. The NAIMOS are really fighting because when them say under a certain administration, and Kade will go can bab on you. Oh, and I make catch you say, and Kamu could do side to one. There could be a negotiation. Say a government in power with its own people establish, say, go and fight the people. They could negotiate, but we don't want to condone this kind of activities.
But we know when you're smart. When you're smart,
will be a born handcuff. Now you had the audacity.
Yeah, that's how much.
A key. Now, free, let's say a suspect or a criminal, whatever you will name it. Now we're sitting MP. What te abaimu? Abainu ekun etia Galamsey. Illegality. Now you have to be a chesanko for ya. 1 million from Gojina Embrano. Now what to make him a free a criminal since her. Name yan say, you say Bokina baby cried a count. Men cancel nipa or nipa. Nemo say, oh, what to be feeding memu. A bagan and memuha. No, but saying you're quite young fool any you. Now, embarrassed in the pack. Now, was it MP? What's it what to me in tea? What would to me, echo free no one? And then me knew our party
or interest woman.
What would I tell you? Now, the MP look on interest, all the Galamsey activity. No, and until last ever time I catch it, I said, look, say, young politics and free NDC. MPP and Fusa Galamsey fight him. Look, you could do baby. And yes, sir, and this is like I said, and before Asudi, and before I say, and this was Asudi, you do baby. So I'm telling you,
but you and I know, say we are not fighting Galamsey.
Yes, I fight you.
You and I know, say I'm fighting baby.
Now, sir, a blue than the water guard for no, I want them and Shunuma.
I know your measures there, but we are not tackling Galamsey. Operations in the course, so I want free who are not.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the mechanic say I think the government is making a lot of effort, but what I want the government to do more is to increase the effort. Say, Yechi on say there has been a lot of arrests. My only question say those people now arrest them, where are they? We need to prosecute these people.
I say almost on prosecute, Yana.
No prosecute because saying what is here? You'll be illegal money from about 20 years in it. And so be illegal money. You're chilling your deal.
And you say a jelly okay you we. One campaign promise. So when I tell you never you
but there's something that I don't understand. Richard Timba Makani Nano. Why didn't NAIMOS arrest the member of parliament?
Absolutely. That was what was even coming up. That's right. That's a very, very
because if you are
why didn't NAIMOS Director of Operations who about 10 men right? One make arrest or be tries or be obstruct Juma Moye. Why didn't the
obstruction of
NAIMOS arrest the member of parliament? Because at the time now he wasn't on his way to parliament. Only duty be up for me parliament. He could have been arrested.
Yeah. What you are saying is 100% true. The they're supposed to be bold and fearless. On say, Mr. Speaker, on my way home, there are a lot of things that is not going so well in this country. And when we start to talk about them, we will take it personal. Because some of us, say politics in Tino, we will defend what is wrong. Richard, I will never defend obey and my bonnet. So we are in this senior appointment. Now we show office B. Now bear what we say. Uber profit bottom. I'm a bottom I am now bottom I do. Now me TV social media defend it here. It is never going to happen. Because we need to build this country for the rest of the next generation. or say ka onfanye enso hwe sika ban no essay e illegal mining ho. So me they said they all can or say ka member of parliament na or yes ade no say ka na mo fo ntimi chena
omo arrested no kra no omo de ne bank kra and ko bi antehwe ko betansi arrested.
Yes. And also will be a plus to the government.
Of course.
It will be a plus to the government. So the NAIMOS people should be bold. They should also devoid of, what I say, they should be bold and fearless. They should be bold to arrest. If a member of parliament, NDC member of parliament, NDC minister is involved in Galamsey activities, they should be bold to arrest these people for the public to know. So it will be incumbent on the president, say, your own member of parliament or your minister is involved in a Galamsey activity. What he has been arrested. What are we doing about it? But you understand what I'm trying to talk about. NDC as a party, I know there are a lot of measures we are putting in place to fight these illegal mining activities. There are a lot of forest reserves are now loose entirely as a state, as a country. But as we speak, we have been able to take over those forests. There are a lot of river areas are now Galamsey activities near Kosopa. As it says, Yatima taking control. There are some few areas. Udim sa go so area hormone. And yet only illegal mining activities na man for yen with impunity. Udim say nuya dudwa e twa a ton market no dudwa na afisa Kenya se ne gos ne Hwidiem area mu ho. Na menua ukone sa nkofo na omo ye sa niam no omo fight forest gas here. You'll be shocked. I witnessed one at Mankranso. There's a forest guard post. Honum. Nankofo akotwa nua be 5 cars. The creator kesi. Na omo ba no mu duo na nkofo yi se omo mankofo no emfa enua no encross because they don't have the permits. Masa mobilization of youth and what's our enclave no eje. Emo mu twifa forest gas no so no. I was shocked that they makuma but now could be one. Etio. So this country, I said now people are becoming more hooliganism. I don't know the kind of word I should use, but the country is supposed to be bold. If we fail to instill discipline in the system, a time you can't control anybody. No law will work in this country. Okay. So we need to preserve the little left, and those people who are doing this kind of bad things, when we fail to prosecute and jail them, we recruit a lot of people to come and add up to them. So when they are being arrested, our friend in your bemano, beba, no be defending. Should they say see what area hoy? So what is our issue?
Yeah, weekend.
I say hooliganism no, I just for system obia utio. Obia feel say police ni kutetio, mi sumi kutetio. Entiz no say why be born cry nya because of so emi nwanti no. Mame nko na nyina ye face na ye mobilize kro no nyina youth no na ye face omo. Hwe dey see one part wom. Esasi bontefu. Sa kromo I say Asanko Gold Foresight youth yi ye ko arresting confobia no mo illegal mining. E ko wiase na kro no nyina am mobilize omo to attack these people who are fighting the illegal mining. So it is going on other places. Okay. A lot of so we need to be bold as a country, as a government, and prosecute and jail these people. If me, I've always hold this position. Say obi ye this illegal mining now chino so kutetuo na so person no fa attack wa. The moment I timi arrest sankofo no, we need to line them up. Kill them out of the system. Because these people, China is doing it. South Korea is doing it. North Korea, they are doing it. So I didn't tell the audience, if you say, Papa, we are bra, we illegal mining, what they say in fuel, what they say a forest, or no, China, because of women, you know. Young Fanuko Jina na Marano, yes, a man lawyer, near San Channel. There should be any mercy for the cripple. You change this in Kofuana, so illegal mining. That's your Shina's uncle for Bukra. You land your map, you clam.
But as I wonder, I remember, so that I mean, you can meet you OSP so dear no on the kind of reactor finally. You're charging.
I'm say, so can kind or more document and someone abayi one. Na amo SML ya yadiba ye beka se so siana se mfa ne san ya yanko ayi bia tender biara ya mfo bia bakofo kontonkro na yedina begina mu se o me di se adwuma de ma ne se o me di no kwasam se mu ya Now share a car abedechiri almost about 1.6 billion yet your mama who you pa bia o man de kwasem ne say mefoa OSP no so say omo modern kwan bi ofa so a ode sabiu tabo beto no so obetwe de abeyi nsem bia no omran beyi ano esa ne say oman yi mu no ye wo meka say organization a sa adwuma ne ba so obran bedi odie GRA oh ne so mfa so ne say dwuma be na odie na ehun be hia say SML ye ne eba na GRA na ontumi ni dwuma na ontumi ni dwuma no ekwan ben so ne efa so edi asem one say dwuma ya hye say ondi ontumi ni no ekwan ben so ne fa ya na ansa na e be ka say kataboniti no na etua almost 1 billion ama SML assistance today ye hu na dwuma biara why etibe de meka say me fo no so say ye mfa no mra say mra bi wo betumi atwe ne pa edna baga na mai mu ha na omra mbayi ensem no bia ne ye ka no na enye no kure onno ye na de enti ono be hu ne kure de yi ewom na omachachire mu na oman no obi asum ya de enyo no esane se empam bebre a obe hu no se aban bi ba yemfa emmara kwan so anya de ebe wiase no na ka buburo ene abu oman no na basa so onye koye no na ade asa obi antumi anhwe obi ankogina amra no emma meyi na no so this time around I say before say a good call na mum OSP no so no ma ye mpembre okasa too much 95.1 assistant okasa he's talking too much okasa too much I feel say it's a high time this press here equals we nye pense action say so why your investigation awie action when na mataki. Don't say every now and then nobody OSP say I way and more year for a whole year no me Peter wonders me who here and this time around you hear action so I say what we are doing when we there and yet on pull trigger no need na tinyan ko yedim and on epe
but as the doc
Mr. Speaker where there Ghana for bebre etia she OSP no so say I think, sir, I stand by the people and the sentiments of the people. On share SML deal now and till date now. Sometimes I wonder. I mean, over 1 billion cedis paid to a company for little work done. Now, Osha or more company composition, they are made up of the former boss of customs, some bosses of GRA, right? So I was maybe say time omuwa GRA no. Now sebi omuwa nimdie no. Why didn't they implement such interventions in GRA? That is a question I have. Number one. Mr. Speaker, so who nimdie now to me assure revenue assurance who to me ensure say your revenue assurance Tama uwo GRA no. Why didn't you implement such? Why didn't you even recommend such? But again, kasa tisha any pointi. A person kuminyaminti. Ena ekoba ne say Ken Oforiata and in the cohort no. Were able to siphon over 1 billion cedis to pay to this company. But let me thank the President of the Republic of Ghana for cancelling this SML contract. We have said this SML contract is more like a PDS. Right? It's more like the Ejapa deal Omudiko Parliament some time ago. Mr. Speaker, and then Oshe Agenda 111 hospitals are a cosona. Ebimu bebre no omuntimi ewie no under the SY administration. That money amutua no could have been used to finish some hospital projects under the aegis of Agenda 111. And our men and women would have had adequate healthcare, access to adequate healthcare delivery. But Uncle Sisa, Tintisa, Obit now, SML Chrono, or more mandate here then. Osho company objective. Mr. Speaker, you are a lawyer or lawyer to be. It was funds called SMEL, and under the object of the company, no timber no mucho. Mr. Speaker, na den na ene no obi oton pito sebi obi oton pito na esi no yemfa ono no nkɔhye Ministry of Finance na onkoye audit man. How does that make sense? Obi otwa timber keke yemfa no nko engine contract to oversee downstream petroleum sector activities. Any your friend is say upstream, and then revenue assurance for even our minerals exports. Mr. Speaker, make it make sense to me this morning. Maybe mantini ye, maybe una utini ye, and I sama make an enyesa.
Meet you,
Mr. Speaker. And Ghana no baby no. We are calling on the OSP. Say adwuma no ontimi nya mesre no. Say na meka say your hono no nko no ono so sa no onko. Na yenya obi a owo oman no doye a obetima ye adwuma no. We have no time to spare. Mr. Speaker, we are talking about revenue of loss of over 1.4 billion cedis. Yediama SML for nothing done. And I can tell you, sir, Mr. Speaker, what was say OSP we know? He is playing politics.
How?
Now there be no time hit what was soon our press conference. In the Keno for your tana sem no buy no. You didn't know say over charging no. Then why a press conference number 1? Number 2, the third one they also charging. Charging in anywhere. Don't come and tell us that you've charged him and these are the charges. Don't come and tell us that you will charge him. Overcharging is saying the crimes he has committed is erroneous. You should have charged him since. Kenoforiata ba bonti bekache say obeba Ghana within a stipulated time frame. Ne wife eba bonti bekasan and then one who Ghana.
Okay.
So the OSP, I don't know. Say I don't know akoye deal minim, but I am calling for the head of the OSP again. Say, Mr. Speaker, Jumana, and he has shown so Jumana. Look, since the creation of the office of the OSP 2018 to date, Unima Sika nya okone office one. Over 148 million cedis.
148.
148 million.
Okay.
The release. Mr. Speaker, is the release. What was we have the budgetary allocation each year.
The release, okay.
The budgetary allocation totally is over 1 billion cedis. But the Arlesia Corner office about 148 million cedis. Now, I ask you, since Papa Weba office to date, tell me Obi Bakua Otime on corrupt charges and allegations. Tell me how much the OSP's office has been able to recover
to
the covers of the state. So it should tell you, sir, when we do a cost to benefit analysis, and then on the office of the OSP, it is, excuse my word, a useless outfit. And that is why sometimes
useless outfits.
Mr. Speaker, useless is not an insult. Useless and yeah. Useless say as a hunni emfaso. Say ka say obi ni hunni emfaso ya. Mr. Speaker, mo maya ama brofo no kra no say kra na so say beka brofo.
Me da say.
Mr. Speaker.
Marriage so.
Mami wie, Mr. Speaker.
Where we o time so. Richard mami nti oni enko.
Mr. Speaker, before said Mecca OSP asem no or say Yembo Abanwe Abaso. It's say for about 9 months in administration to 10 months in the NDC for 10 months. The team boy stable food prices are very stable on my email. And I think the government need a lot of commendation by the citizens because Adriani IGP as we speak, inflation, that is the persistent changes in price of goods and services now. The rate is around 9.48, a single digit since 2021, and we need to commend the NDC government for doing such a marvelous work. Secondly, OSP, I think the OSC need to be sacked. If there is any law, I put it in one officer, and there is any mechanism, you need to be sacked before incompetent. This OSP need to be sacked. Because at the end now, per se, prosecutor nkɔfo wei ɛwɔ ho no ɛbobɔ ba no nyinaa yɛ hu yɛ ama yɛsɛ yɛ ma KPMG for kɔyɛ audit on it ewia nso report no so kɔyɛ blɛ ahyɛ da hu bibi papa bia ɛwɔ mu on the suspicion about this SM deal na nkasa no ɛwɔ soro ampaniampa so no nana do dankwa
SML oka SM na na say
SML
oka SM na as ode
SM movement
papa for no
we are talking about SML
yo
deal no Osha from beginning of it now me some babaye na and citizens of this country including some other journalists I should say other colleagues they raised the attention of the state Emma Asem no call the president then President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo Emma no so e check here Emma be clear on the President Akufo-Addo the person and clad the partner say enko fast ya number 1 Emma so she knew who ade be bo man no nti yenhwe na dey enko na me time me tie na me read na me study about this SML contract we no na me say no some people are in this country they just want to rob and rape us and General Furata is one of them. He came to serve as a minister of finance to rape this country and not one say as nah because any sense say we are minister of finance now we chief cabinet upamun uye no free won no now one more establish this SML contract now we hear adwuma wo honom 3 commissioners of Ghana Revenue Authority with expert knowledge were part of the people working with SML. Apart from that, a former commissioner in charge of customs division is part of the people working there. So you realize that it is a gang of corrupt, gang of thieves, gang of rapists. They were the people like Kenofurata, Emma former sa company na odiomu ewiama wesika. Medi manu AC no. The President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has actually cancelled contract way. I bon can we no. Wa cancel no. Na me parachaw say ma omane so hwa. Nkofo we a omo wia sa sika we no. E wase yen ji scaling from after that no. Yen san jeli omo nyina. That is what will make Ghanaians happy.
Thank you very much. Member of the NDC's communication team, Peter Wonders, is a lecturer and a communication expert. Dr. Ramsey knows a member, senior member, United Party. Director of Political Research. Okay. Doc, if I tell me why I'm coming to position. We need a Mr. Speaker. I don't pay my man and I was say anyone that.